Not every football story begins with a goal. Some begin with silence. A young midfielder, standing on the touchline, watching the game pass him by. Kobbie Mainoo, once described as the future of Manchester United, once trusted on the biggest stages, once calm beyond his years, and suddenly uncertain. Not because his talent disappeared, not because his intelligence faded, but because football, sometimes, doesn't reward what it doesn't immediately understand. This is the story of how Michael Carrick unlocked Kobbie Mainoo, and why Ruben Amorim, for all his brilliance, was never going to do the same. To understand this story, we need to slow down, because this isn't about failure, it's about fit. And in modern football, fit matters more than talent. Kobbie Mainoo didn't arrive at Manchester United with noise. There was no explosion, no viral compilation, just quiet confidence. From the academy, coaches noticed something different. He didn't chase the ball. He didn't panic. He waited. He understood angles, understood pressure, understood when to move, and when not to. That kind of intelligence doesn't scream. It whispers. And when Maynu broke into the first team, those whispers became obvious. He received the ball under pressure, turned away from danger, found space where none seemed to exist. Not flashy, not explosive, but reliable, like a heartbeat. Under Erik ten Hag, and later with England, Maynu looked like a midfielder built for the future. Calm in chaos, brave in possession, the kind of player managers love, when systems allow breathing room. Then came Ruben Amorim, a coach with a philosophy, not just tactics, but rules. Clear patterns, clear triggers, clear responsibilities. Amorim's football is demanding. Wingbacks must run relentlessly. Midfielders must press, cover, rotate. There is beauty in it, but also rigidity. And that rigidity is where Maynu's problems began. Maynu wasn't bad under Amorim. That's important to say. He wasn't careless. He wasn't lazy. He wasn't lost. He was misaligned. Amorim's midfield requires players who dominate space physically. Players who arrive late, cover wide zones, sprint repeatedly without the ball. Maynu's game isn't built on that. His strength is control, not chaos. So Amorim tried things. He used Maynu deeper, then higher, then wider. At times, even as a hybrid role. But none of it stuck. Because when a system is rigid, adaptation becomes survival, not expression. And slowly, minutes disappeared. Starts became cameos. Cameos became bench appearances. And questions began to grow. Is Maynu overrated? Is he physically limited? Is he tactically naive? Those questions missed the point. This wasn't about quality. It was about environment. Football doesn't erase players. Systems do. Amorim never stopped rating Maynu. He praised him in press conferences, spoke about development, talked about patience. But Amorim also believes something deeply. The system comes first. And in that system, Maynu wasn't essential. That's not disrespect. That's philosophy. Then everything changed. Not with fireworks, but with familiarity. Michael Carrick, a man who understands Manchester United midfield play, not from diagrams, but from memory. Carrick arrived as an interim figure. No grand promises, no dramatic overhaul, just calm. And the first thing he did was something simple. He played Maynu where he felt safe. Not isolated, not exposed, but connected. A double pivot, clear passing lanes, time to scan. Suddenly, Maynu wasn't chasing the game. The game was coming to him. Carrick didn't ask Maynu to run more. He asked him to think. He didn't overload him with instructions. He trusted instincts. And instantly, the difference was visible. Maynu received the ball more, turned more, progressed play more. Against stronger opponents, he didn't shrink. He grew. Because Carrick understands something Amorim doesn't prioritize. Midfielders like Maynu don't need constant motion. They need reference points. They need options, angles, teammates close. Carrick's football gave Maynu rhythm. Amorim's football demanded intensity. Neither is wrong, but only one fits Maynu. And this is where the title matters. Why Amorim would never unlock Maynu the way Carrick did. Not because he's stubborn, but because his football doesn't bend. Amorim builds structures where players serve the system. Carrick builds systems that serve players. That difference defines careers. Under Carrick, Maynu didn't look spectacular. He looked comfortable. And comfort breeds confidence. Confidence breeds bravery. Bravery changes games. This wasn't just about tactics. It was psychological. When Maynu played under Carrick, he knew mistakes wouldn't exile him. Under Amorim, mistakes felt costly. And young players feel that. They tighten up. They hesitate. Maynu's best moments come when he's free to choose, not when he's forced to obey. This raises a bigger question. Should systems adapt to players, or players adapt to systems? Elite clubs often choose systems. Development clubs choose players. Manchester United sits awkwardly between both. Carrick, even temporarily, leaned toward development. Amorim leaned toward structure. Both paths have consequences. Carrick's approach may not dominate Europe, but it reveals talent. Amorim's approach may win trophies, but it sacrifices nuance. For Kobbie Mainoo, this difference could define everything. Stay under a rigid system and risk stagnation, or flourish under trust and build identity. Football history is full of players who disappeared, not because they weren't good, but because they were misunderstood. Maynu isn't finished. He's just at a crossroads. And Carrick, for a brief moment, showed what clarity looks like. This story isn't about blame. It's about alignment. The right coach, at the right time, in the right structure. That's how players are unlocked. Not forced, not reshaped, but understood. So when people ask, how did Carrick unlock Kobbie Mainoo? The answer is simple. He didn't unlock him. He stopped locking him away. And why would Amorim never do it? Because his football doesn't ask questions. It gives answers. And sometimes, the best players don't need answers. They need space. If you've enjoyed this deeper look into football beyond headlines, share your thoughts below. Do systems matter more than talent? And if you enjoy football stories like this, hit the like button and subscribe. Thanks for watching. See you in the next one.